alive! That's unexpected. Last I saw you, you were lying in a crucible's worth of blood. An intellect devourer nibbling at your ear. Glad to see my eyes deceive me. I'm Gale. Well met. The very same. A traumatizing experience, if an instructive one. Nautiloids are incredibly rare vessels, a mind flayer colony's most guarded secret, and a gift pack's greatest prize. Not to mention, you're staring at me like a Rashimi at a blackboard. You're no wizard, are you? Thin-skinned and a dodger of questions. Usually means the answer's no. Guess that'll have to wait. Primary need now is a healer. I take it you recall the insertion of the parasite? No. The voices you heard, the visions you saw, they were all real. As were the parasites. After a period of excruciating gestation, they will turn us into mind flayers. A process known as ceremorphosis. It is to be avoided. I assume you're no accomplished healer either. Powerful cleric, maybe? Sadly, my studies of the arcane are on hold for the foreseeable future. This is beyond me. For now. You and I are in a whole lot of trouble. We need help, and I'm not sure where we'll find it in this wilderness. How about we embark on the quest for a healer together? Most excellent. Then, without further ado, let's be off. Besides, looks like you keep some interesting company. A woman with shadows for eyes, deep as the dark lake. Pleasure, madam.
Is it indeed? We'll see.
Well met. I am a magical projection of Gale of Waterdeep, and if you see this manifestation, that means I have prematurely perished. However, for reasons that cannot be disclosed, it is of vital importance that my death be remedied at your earliest convenience. You may rest assured that I do not speak out of self-preservation alone. Many lives depend on my return to the living within the span of 2 days. I trust I've made myself clear.
My word, you did it! Oh, it's good to be alive. My hands are still cold, so that handshake will have to wait, but in the meantime... Thank you.
Yes. I was afraid you'd say that. Only fair to warn you I've precious few answers to spare. I apologize if that sounds thankless. It's just that some secrets simply cannot be revealed. Because it was the truth. And the truth is a great motivator. I am dangerous. Not because I want to be, but because of an error I made in the past. It makes me dangerous, even in death. Ah, there you are. How did you enjoy my dear stew this evening? It's an old family recipe. Good. I tend to season it with spices from Karator, but given what's available to us, good old rosemary had to see us through. Not that I mean to regale you with my culinary exploits. There's actually something quite different I'd like to discuss. Some things are easier to explain than others. But first, let me say this. We've been traveling together for a while now, and during those travels, I've been observing you. I want you to know that I like what I see. The way you followed the protocol and brought me back to life. In short, I've grown to trust you. Now I need you to place your trust in me. Our journey together is bound to last a while still. As such, I feel compelled to speak. I say this because there's something I desperately need. But while I'll tell you what that something is, I won't tell you why. I have to ask you to agree to this before carrying on this conversation. Thank you. I see I did well to trust you. Now, to the matter at hand. You see, I have a condition. A condition different from the tadpole, but just as deadly. The only way to appease said condition is for me to take powerful magical artifacts and absorb the weave inside. It's been days since I last consumed an artifact, before we were abducted. It is time. And by that, I mean it's imperative that I find and consume powerful strands of weave at the earliest possible juncture. We all have our eccentricities. Ours are just more eccentric than most.
As a matter of fact, you should feel lucky to be traveling with men of taste.
Catastrophe. As luck would have it, Faerun is full of them, though I do feel obliged to point out that items of power tend to be in the hands of the powerful. There'll be danger involved, or great cost. I know the allure these artifacts hold. I understand their value and their power. All this to say, I understand the sacrifice I ask of you. While if I may be so bold, it's for a very good cause indeed. I hope I can count on you. Go ahead. I'm listening. Think of it as tribute. The kind a king might pay to a more powerful neighbor to avoid invasion. As long as I pay, there will be peace. But should I ever stop, along comes a war. I can assure you, the battlefield would extend well beyond the borders of my body alone.
Lads, for the love of all that is holy, I've never clapped eyes on your poor sister.
Drop the act, hag. You was the last to see Mayrina.
Just let her go. Please.
Thank goodness you're here, sweetie. I don't know what's come over these boys.
Auntie Ethel's face creases with false concern. You realize she's lying about seeing this girl, Mayrina.
Stop this! We won't ask again!
Bollocks! You were supposed to rush to my defense, love. Fat lot of good you are.
Have to drag Connor's coffin all the way home. It's the only way this child will ever meet their father. I hope you're happy.
something you'd want, Gale.
I think you're onto something.
What's on your mind? That is most gratifying to hear. May I? Thank you.
I can feel the storm abating. Yes. This will keep my condition in check. For a precious while.
As long as we travel together, what's mine is yours. And if we survive our many ordeals, I'll host you a banquet in Waterdeep, the likes of which you have never seen. Such promises will have to wait, however. My condition is hardly a patient one. Rather soon I will feel it stir again. Like a distant thunder sending tremors through the soul. I will need to consume another artifact before the lightning strikes. There's no choice but to find more. In the meantime, my thanks again.
Evanesce!
Feels like I've been holding my breath for a 10-day.
So much anger. We have to let it go.
Go ahead. I'm listening. That is most gratifying to hear. May I? Thank you.
like that Selune amulet might catch your eye, Gale.
Moon Maiden's magic. Both beautiful and powerful indeed. How can I help? That is most gratifying to hear. May I? Thank you.
And you got nothing. Yes. What's the roundup? As you like trash. Then keep looking. Gotta be something in this heap.
Speak your name. I do not know this name. If you are known to my master, step forward and declare yourself an ally. Only a true ally of Ilintoth may pass. What think you of the Zolkir known as Zastan? You are no Zolkir, but are you wise? Tell me, why might one use balsam ointment? Acceptable, finally. If you could see anything in me, what would it be? You seek to survive. You seek power. Be welcome.
The book is locked tight with no visible keyhole, only an oval recess in the cover's mouth. You try to examine the book, but the longer you stare, the more those piercing amethyst eyes draw you in.
Curious. Why don't you take a closer look? I'll observe from back here.
That looks terribly heavy. Why don't you let me carry it for you?
I have my fair share of experience with dangerous books. I'll, take that off your hands into more prepared ones.
Look at that.
Fire! Do not touch the webs. I'd hate to disturb the locals. Well, that can't be good. I wonder what's hiding down in all that darkness.
The book is locked tight with no visible keyhole, only an oval recess in the cover's mouth. You try to examine the book, but the longer you stare, the more those piercing amethyst eyes draw you in.
Much obliged.
You watch Gale perusing the book with a true wizard's fascination. A few pages in, something startles him.
A rough read indeed. I'll give it my undivided attention at a more appropriate time. Go ahead. I'm listening.
That is most gratifying to hear. May I? Thank you.
Something tore right through these people. They didn't stand a chance.
The beast reeks of brimstone and offal. Every breath is thick with blood. You hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate. You watch with cold realization. This isn't the end of one life, but the start of another. Gnolls, vicious, monstrous humanoids, can spawn from the corpses of dying hyenas. You land a swift strike against her skull. She yelps, then goes still. As the light fades from her eyes, the gnoll within her dies too, stillborn. With a shock of psychic pain, the pack leader's mind clamps onto yours. You see yourself through her eyes, a pulsing red cluster of organs. Feast! No. The voice has forbidden this meat. Gnolls see your whole world as a meal. This voice is acting as a leash, but it won't hold them for long. As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
The fight's over and the spoils are yours. What are you planning to do with that chest? Music to my curious ears. How can I help? That is most gratifying to hear. May I? Thank you.
Whatever killed those gnolls might be nearby. Careful.
You won't get any further this way, friend. Road's blocked up ahead. Rockfall in the ravine. Perfect spot for an ambush. I killed the biggest, ugliest one myself. My friends inside took care of the rest.
At ease, friend. You're welcome to rest here. At ease, friend. The gnolls hit us hard, but this place is still safe. It's under Tyr's protection.
This sword has all kinds of power running through it. Gale, wanna look?
Fine blade. Almost a pity to absorb its magic. But I do so have need of it.
What's on your mind? That is most gratifying to hear. May I? Thank you. These plates can be rotated. Most likely for a reason.
That might be worth a look.
get back.
Careful. Not everyone looks this good.
You are swallowed by a chorus of turbulent music. Through one creature sings many voices.
What is the creature doing to those corpses?
The Sovereign's thick fingers stroke the corpse at its feet. A droning melody greets you as the creature turns its gaze to you.
Flesh Talker.
Looks like you let that rot flower get in your head. My axe will fix that for you in no time.
greets you with a harrowing elegy, cheerless as the new moon. The music shifts, still melancholic, but now streaked with hope.
Do you hear? A new harmony. Serenity. I name you Peace Bringer.
Fragrant spores waft through the air. Your heart swells with bliss with your every breath.
Freely you have given to us. Freely you may take. Follow the one we call Brew. Promised treasure awaits you. The circle lords you. Be welcome.
Turnip. That drow cowl might have bits of magic lingering inside it. Something for Gale.
How can I help? That is most gratifying to hear. May I? Thank you.